Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're excited that you chose to hang out with me here again on Wisdom on Wednesday. And I'm Ray, your host. I'm excited this journey we've been on. I'm excited for the comments. I'm excited that you guys choose to share 15 minutes of your life with me. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate it. As we embark on this thankful week, the topic today was easy, but I still went and asked God, what area should we discuss? And for today, wise people, we need to focus on being more thankful. Wise people, we have to focus on being more thankful. I have a great opportunity to tell a plethora of stories, and many people said if you really want to get people to understand what's in your heart, you should be able to articulate what's in your heart in form of a story. People usually can remember things in a narrative. People can associate to you, they can relate to you based on how you can relate to them through your storytelling. So I learned early on to be thankful, but I didn't learn that easily. I was blessed with a grandfather who drove my cousin and I down south, and he was a good granddad. He was a quiet guy, and he would drive his brown conversion van, and we'd be inside excited about all the possibilities of what Mississippi could bring. And I remember us stopping at one of those greasy truck stops. And my cousin and I, we were so excited. And my grandfather said, "You order whatever you want." My cousin and I looked at each other with glee, and we ordered everything: big old hamburgers, milkshake, large fries. And people who know my granddad probably can know exactly where the end of the story goes. And by the time we got our food and we were in the middle of our meal, he asked us a very important question I'll never forget for the rest of my life. He says, "Do you guys have any money for that meal you just enjoyed?" And my cousin and I looked at each other and we says, "No, we don't have any money. We thought that because we were with you, you would foot the bill." And he chuckled in a manner in which he always used to chuckle to kind of let you know, you just said something pretty stupid. He says, "I'll take care of the bill today, but you guys can work off your bill when we get to my home in Mississippi." And that man worked us like we were slaves. He worked the mess out of us. And the reason I'm telling this story is what I found out is sometimes you can enjoy something before you actually pay for it. And you don't really enjoy it the same when you're eating out of somebody else's pocket. But when you put some sweat equity into enjoying a cheeseburger, some sweat equity into paying for your own milkshake, those things taste better. But as a young man, I was thinking I was eating out of my granddaddy's pocket and enjoying the fruits of his labor. But he was sharing something with us that was shared with him. And that's one of the best things you can do for people is to give them the opportunities to learn to be thankful. You understand, thankfulness doesn't just happen because we're all born in this sinful, depraved, selfish state. Many of us believe we should deserve things. Many things should go our way. We should get every opportunity that we apply for. Everything that we try, we should be successful. And when we're not successful and we don't get those opportunities that we apply for, we find ourselves downtrodden. We found ourselves feeling mad and feeling sad, wondering why we were passed over. But I want to speak to your intellect today that being passed over and being looked over is actually a part of the process. And many people struggle with being thankful if they haven't gone through a proper process. You see, proper process for thankfulness is that you have to have a day where you didn't get what you wanted. You've got to sit in disappointment. You've got to apply for something, knowing that you're fully qualified, knowing that you have the best experience for this particular role, and you get passed over. Now, I know that feels bad. I know that sucks, but there's a process that's associated with that. When you get turned down for something you know that you should get or something you're qualified for, it makes you dig deeper. It makes you appreciate where you currently are. It makes you expect more of yourself. It makes you push past. But if you get the promotion before you go through the process, you don't appreciate the promotion because you're not done with the process. You see, we go through processes of learning how to become thankful. We go through processes of famine at sometimes of learning how to appreciate having a home, a warm home, a home with hot water. I have some friends who are going through some things right now, and hot water would be amazing. A warm house would be amazing. Things that we take for granted that just come easily to us at times. But sometimes the process for us to learn how to be appreciative is a painful one. It's a painful process to learn how to be thankful. It's a painful process to not appreciate a person while they're present. But now it's painful as you go through the process of now you don't have that person that you once took for granted. And now that that person is not available to pour into you in the way they used to, now you're going through a process of learning how to appreciate all people that pour into you. You see what I'm trying to share with you, wise friend? That sometimes you have to go through a process of feeling like you didn't get what you wanted. Go through a process of feeling that somebody went home to be with the Lord far too early. Going through a process of not being in the best relationship that you think you deserve to be in at this particular point in your life. In order to appreciate a great relationship, part of the process was being in a poor relationship. There's some times that my wife and I, we joke that I love her ex-boyfriend. I love him. If I could find him, I'd buy him a dinner. Because if he didn't treat her poorly, she wouldn't have been in a position for me to find her. And everything she brought to my life and the way we worked together all came from him fumbling the ball. Thank you, bro. The thing is, many people are thankful because of their current, but they're not just thankful because of their current. They're thankful because of their past. They know exactly what the process they had to go through to get to a thankful place. Many people now can actually appreciate their adult parents because they're thankful that they went through the growing pains of teen years, the growing pains of the 20s, growing pains of the 30s and the first grandbaby. Now you're kind of in that groove to where the grandbabies are a little older. Your grown children are a little bit older. And now you can converse and talk as adults who have similar experiences. But just some 15 years ago, that didn't seem like it was ever going to happen. But now you're thankful for the relationship you have with this young person that when they were a teenager, you thought you were going to throw them out of a moving car. You see, in order to be thankful, sometimes we have to go through processes where we don't really understand and we feel misunderstood. In order for us to be thankful, for order for us to be in a position of having a grateful heart, we've got to go through the paces. Because I've learned the hard way that sometimes if you don't earn what's given, you don't appreciate what you have in your hands. And when you don't appreciate what you have in your hands, you find yourself not being thankful. You find yourself being at a space where you think you deserve more, where you think that everybody else is winning and you're losing. Am I pulling your chain today? That we've got to evaluate. We've got to take an inventory, not just any inventory, a healthy inventory of where we are in life. You understand, success is not measured by where you are today. Success is measured in how far you had to come. You see, all of us start this race at different paces. Some of us have lived in many homes. Some of us come from broken homes. Some of us come from all different types of experiences. And then there's other people who had both parents in the home. They had different experiences that different people didn't have. But ultimately, your success is not measured according to how far you've gone past the next person, but success is measured based on how far you had to come. So as you look back over your life, are you thankful that you had to overcome being a teenage mom? Are you thankful that little bid you had to do incarceration and now you're out and you're a thriving business person? You're thankful now because the things that you went through as a young person made you into the person you are today. Some of the mistakes of your past are things that you can look at. Now you won't make the same mistakes. You're thankful that you had some experience to teach you how not to get back into credit card debt. You've had some experience to teach you that I can give my nieces and my nephews some hearty hugs when I ain't got money for Christmas. The blessing is that I've been through trying to impress people, but now I'm just trying to live for God and impress myself. I don't want to be the uncle, the person who's always making everybody else happy, but I can't look at myself in the mirror. The fact of the matter is, thankfulness comes from a heart of generosity. What's that mean? I don't have anything to give. Well, I think you have more to offer than you think you do. When you're a thankful person, you can give generously from what you do have. But when you're a stingy person, it doesn't matter how much you have. You're always going to feel like you don't have enough. And that is the equation for not being thankful. Because when you feel like you don't have enough, you think you should have more to have some type of emotion that you can feel this certain success status. You can feel this certain status in your life when you attain something. But everything that you have must come from the inside. The things that you hold in your hand cannot dictate your life's course. The things that you drive cannot make you feel better. Of course, everybody enjoys a new vehicle. Of course, everybody enjoys a new house. Of course, everybody enjoys being in a healthy relationship. But what are you going to do when you break up? What are you going to do when you can't live in that house and you have to live in a shelter? What are you going to do when you have to ride DOT? Are you just going to be miserable? Are you going to be sad because you have to ride on public transportation? Or are you going to be thankful that you don't have to walk? Are you going to be upset that you're living in a shelter? Or are you going to be thankful that you don't sleep under the viaduct? Are you going to be upset because you didn't marry that person and live happily ever after? Or are you thankful that you dodged a bullet? You understand? Being thankful is perspective. Realizing that all things work together for the good, for them that love God and are called according to his purpose. Meaning that all the things that seem like are hurting you ultimately are helping you. All the things that are letting you down and it seems like your feelings are all over the place, your emotions are all over the place. God is refining you, shaping and molding you and teaching you how to trust him when you can't trust yourself. Be thankful. Be thankful for your friends. Be thankful for your family. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for who you have. Be thankful for the decisions that you can make with a clear conscience today. Be thankful that you're not where you were last year this time. Be thankful because when you're thankful, you can be who God calls you to be. And on this week, this Thanksgiving holiday week, I want you to consider these things. In order to be a thankful person, you've got to have a healthy inventory of what's actually going on in your life. Not what's going on social media, but what's going on in your life. How's your prayer life? Have you talked to God? How's your communication with your parents? Have you forgiven your parents? How's your communication with your spouse? Does your spouse really know the resources of your heart? Do they know exactly how you feel and the things that you may be upset about? You understand? When you let those things go, you'll find yourself freer to be thankful for what you do have. Life is short and death is certain. Be certain to thank God for every breath you take. Thank God for every day you're alive. Thank God that your family is around you on another holiday. I pray that this word was a blessing to you, that it encouraged you to be grateful, to just thank God. In whatever circumstance you find yourself in, be thankful. Just remember, God loves everybody, especially you. Have yourself a wonderful Thanksgiving week, a wonderful day, and I pray that this was a blessing to you. It sure was a blessing to me. Take care.